Hi, I'm Joan Price, author of Sex After Grief, Navigating Your Sexuality After Losing Your Beloved, and I'd like to read you a few pages of it. When my second book, Naked at Our Age, Talking Out Loud About Senior Sex, was just a glimmer in my eye and 2 pages of notes, Robert, by then my husband, died. That word insists that I write it again and again, as if the word is animate and claws repeatedly at my heart and at my tear ducts. My grief journey lasted more than 10 years as I write this book at age 75. I've gone from such intense wailing, sobbing, and keening that I couldn't leave the house to living with joy again, becoming capable of laughter and intimacy. I cycled through a roller coaster of despair before learning to be a fully alive sexual being again. How do we become capable of sex and intimacy when the person we want most to share this with is dead? How do we find our way to letting someone else in? How do we know when we're ready? Is there one way that works for everyone? Well, the easy answer to that question is no. We all experience grief in our own way, and that includes the myriad ways that we invite sex into our lives, or don't, or we change along the way. We all respond differently, and as you'll hear me say throughout this book, however you respond is normal. Skipping now to Chapter 8, Your New First Time. I give you 2 scenarios for your new first time. Scenario 1, you know it will happen. This person is charming and attractive and makes you laugh. The chemistry between you is intense. You've talked, kissed, and made a date that you know, hope, or fantasize will be sexual. Who knew it was possible to feel like a teenager again? This will be wonderful. Or scenario 2, you're nervous, self-conscious, ambivalent. What if you can't go through with it? Your new partner won't find your old naked body desirable. You won't know how to satisfy the stranger. What if you're too embarrassed to enjoy it? What if you're too sad? How will you handle it if the sex turns out to be mediocre? What if you cry? Although there's no magic formula to make sure your new first time is closer to the first example than to the second, there are ways you can improve your chances. And I give you several ways and describe them all. I'll just summarize a couple of them. Practice asking for what you want. You spent years with your beloved. You learned to please each other and read each other's cues and subtleties. We're all different, and a new person cannot possibly know how to please you, what you need, what you desire, until you learn to communicate it. Set boundaries for your first time. Realize that you can get sexual in stages, and I have a whole chapter about how to do that. It's called It's Not All or Nothing, and it's maybe the most important chapter in the book. Make sure your partner agrees to observe the boundaries you set. Find your voice. Communicate to your new partner before, during, and after your sex date. If you don't feel you can talk candidly, reconsider whether this is the right person for you in your vulnerability. Well, there's so much more here. Chapters on your pilot light lover, friends with benefits, safer sex, sex on your own, after caregiving your partner, massage or more, journaling your journey. I've shared everything I know here, and fortunately it's not just my story and my tips, but dozens of other grievers weighed in with their stories and their experiences, and they lend a whole new dimension to this because it's many people saying what they did and what happened. And sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's sad, sometimes it's really instructive. I hope you'll join me on this journey. Thank you.